announced recently, he confirmed with ESPN that he and former NBA star Baron Davis were planning to make a bid for Reebok. Reebok is a company that has had some struggles, and I'd be curious to know how this is going to play out. I think Master P is a great guy, a smart guy, an interesting guy, and he cares about his community, and that's why I like him. And so, give me sit back, buckle your seatbelt, get comfortable. We're going to break down all this with Master P and Reebok and this whole situation on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to ask you a quick question. How many of you, give me a yes or no in the chat, how many of you are aware that Master P was planning to buy Reebok? How many of you saw that Master P was making a bid with Baron Davis to go ahead and buy Reebok? I'd like to know how many other people have been following this story. I think a lot of people have been following this, and I'll tell you what, Master P making a move on Reebok is pretty epic. He does things big style. He's not a small man. He's a very capable man, very smart man, and he's an OG in the game. He's been making music for a long time. No Limit Records make him say na 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 na. Okay, so anyway, so Master P is a guy who always impressed me because Master P cares about his people, and I think that's what makes him dope. So no matter what I think about this deal, what I think about this deal doesn't matter as much as what I think about him. And I just think Master P is the kind of guy that he reps the Black community. He has a loyalty to the Black community. He speaks positively on the Black community in terms of our possibilities, and he remembers the people that are often forgotten by others. So let's just give a quick hashtag B1 in the chat. Hashtag B1 if you agree with me that Master P being B1, being Black first meets your approval. Put a hashtag B1 in the chat if you agree with me. I think Master P is a good guy. So let's just start the conversation right there. So here's the deal with Master P buying Reebok. I think that this is an interesting deal. When I saw this was going down, I didn't know what to think because I really have to admit I don't really know exactly whether or not Reebok is a company that is an optimal use of capital. But one of the things that I can tell you about finance is that when you make an investment of any caliber, whether it's real estate, stock market investing, or buying a company, the biggest thing that matters is what the price is. And basically the price that you pay for the asset is what determines whether or not it's a good investment or a bad investment. So if somebody says, do you think that Master P buying Reebok is a good thing or a bad thing? I would say it depends, right? The answer to most financial questions is it depends, because it depends on how much they're paying for the company. It depends on what infrastructure Reebok is bringing to the table. It depends on what kind of management team they have. You guys, I've told you before how I like companies like Disney because Disney has they have great managers. Their managers are the kinds of people that know how to make money come rain, sleet, snow, or hail. And the thing about Reebok is that Reebok, if you look at the history of Reebok is a company that, for lack of a better phrase, could be defined as financially sick. They've been financially sick for a long time. Adidas bought Reebok, I think, back in the mid-2000s for about $3.8 billion. They've had to write down this company several times because Reebok just wasn't pulling in the revenue to justify that massive valuation. So last time I checked, around 2018, I remember seeing Reebok written down on their books, on the books of Adidas, to below $1 billion. Now, I've also seen people mention a number of $2.4 billion as the amount that Master P and his team were coming up with in financing to make this acquisition. So I'd be curious to see what the final price is on the company. I don't doubt Master P's ability to be a tastemaker, but I'd be curious to know what Master P and his team and Baron Davis and the others are doing that is different from what has been tried before. So that's my first thought on this. Now, before I move on, do me a favor, take 1 second, please hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button. Master P's a builder. Well, I'm a builder too. We're building Black media, Black-owned media. We believe in everything being Black-owned. So the Black Financial Channel is Black-owned. We cover daily financial news and commentary from a Black perspective. So if you believe in this ideology, if you could, please take 1 second right now, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the notification bell, especially so you'll be notified. You can also text the word Boyce to 31996 to get text notifications when I go live. All right, so So let's dig deeper on this. Okay, so the first thing is that Reebok, from what I understand, recently became profitable, which is a good move. But half of its value, according to I believe it was Forbes magazine where I read this, half of its value was written off back in 2018, and so it seems like Reebok has been a problem child for Adidas. The investors in Adidas have been saying, "Look, sell this company, get rid of it, find somebody that'll take this thing on. We don't know what to do with this thing." Now, that what that then does is that opens the door for Master P to come along with a group of investors. And I know the community is very excited about it because there's a tremendous amount of symbolic value that we get from watching this black man that we love and respect going out here and making a major move like that. I mean, that's really a boss move. We have a platform called Intelligent Boss Moves, and I love that because Master P, what he's doing, it's an intelligent boss move, and I don't know what the ownership structure is. I don't know how much of the company he actually owns himself. It's probably not 100%, but that's okay. That's okay. When you're doing $2.4 billion deals or whatever the final price ends up becoming, it's hard to come up with that much equity, and nor should you actually put that much equity into a $1 billion deal. Right? If you have $1 billion, you shouldn't put your whole billion behind one deal. That's financial suicide because you're not properly diversified. So I don't know what Master P's role in all of this is. I'm really hopeful that there is substantial ownership there, and as well as control. And I think control is critical as well, right? So, for example, if you compare it to, say, Jay-Z's deal, the deal Jay-Z did with the Barclays Center. Anybody remember that? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you remember when Jay-Z did the deal to allegedly buy the Brooklyn Nets. I say allegedly because we all know Jay-Z didn't buy nothing. Jay-Z was used as the mascot. He was the front man to basically allow Russian billionaires to come in and gentrify a part of Brooklyn without any resistance. And so I think Master P is too smart to let himself get used that way. I don't think that's what's going on here. But I'm saying that Jay-Z deal was not, in my opinion, a win for the black community. It might have been a win for Jay-Z. I'm sure maybe he got 10, 15, 20 million or whatever out of the deal, but I don't see that as a win for the black community. So here's what makes Master P different from a Jay-Z. Master P is a guy who consistently speaks on the importance of black ownership as one of the key driving mechanisms behind his business decisions. He speaks consistently about the importance of bringing wealth into the black community as the reason he wants to go buy Reebok. Master P speaks consistently about creating jobs for black folks as the driving mechanism behind his desire to acquire some of these companies. He speaks consistently on the upliftment of black people when it comes to wealth and economics and overall quality of life as the driving force behind his economic decisions. And that's what makes Master P's move a boss move. It's an epic black boss move because basically he's repping black, bliggity black all the way to the bank with this. And that's very different from what you might see with other celebrities who say, I'm doing a white deal, but I'm putting it in blackface. Me and a bunch of white boys in Silicon Valley are going to go start a tech company. The white boys are really driving the whole engine. The white boys are hiring their friends. All the people, I'm taking a group photo of the whole team that's working on this project. 90% of them are white. But we want the black community to cheer because I'm a black man and I'm the figurehead of this, but really I'm not the head of nothing, right? So really what I really like about this deal is I just like the fact that Master P's doing it. What I worry about is I hope that the purchase of Reebok is a good deal. That's a separate kind of thing, right? Master P, smart guy, great businessman. Even great businessmen don't succeed at every single deal. But the Reebok is a company that's been struggling for a long time. They've actually tried the whole tastemaker approach to generating revenue. If I'm not mistaken, they signed Cardi B. And she has some Reebok red shoes, and I guess because she's affiliated, with the red side, and and the shoes sold out, I think within an hour or 30 minutes or something, and but it wasn't a big financial haul, maybe a couple $1 million if I'm not mistaken, maybe I don't know, maybe a little bit more than that, and to me, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so why didn't this move the needle in terms of creating the kind of value that Reebok needs? What's the issue here? What's the factor here? Why is Reebok financially sick? And that's the question you have to ask whenever you make a business acquisition is you always have to ask, why are you selling this? Why are you letting this go? If this is such a good deal, why are you letting it go? And if you're letting it go, to me, what is it that I have that's going to allow me to do things that you can't do? And I don't doubt that Master P hasn't thought about this at all. He's a very smart man. Uh, but I'd be curious to know exactly what that is, and I'd be curious to know how they're going to overcome that issue. And maybe it's just a matter of saying, look, we're going to get Reebok, for a steal, pennies on the dollar. You saw the other day that Oprah sold her last little stake in the Oprah Winfrey Network for really chump change compared to what it was actually worth, because she was trying to just get out of the deal. I think Oprah was just like, look, I'm done. I'm washing my hands of this. Sometimes people let go of a business because they just don't want to be in that business anymore. And so Adidas obviously is still in the shoe business, but maybe there's something that they found where they said, look, we can't get over the hump when it comes to this Reebok brand. We don't know what to do with this. We'll consider anybody who's a buyer. Now, from what I understand, Master P's not the final winner in the bidding war to get this company. What I also understand is that the shareholders of Adidas have been pushing to get rid of Reebok for many, many years. I will say that that this to me is just exciting because I really want to see these guys win. I think anybody who really cares about this kind of thing, if you like Master P and you like what he's doing, don't just say you like what he's doing. Shit, go buy your ass a pair of Reeboks. I mean, go get you a pair of Reeboks, right? Just why not? You buy plenty of other stuff, right? So if you believe in what he's doing and when the deal goes through, if it goes through, then why don't we as a community stand behind the brother and do what we can to help him, because he's got a lot of heavy lifting in front of him. This is not a tiny task. This is not something that's gonna easily be an easy win from where I'm standing, and I just wish him the best. So I think the Master P situation is very inspirational to a lot of people. I think also that black men. I think we can do a lot of things. I think there are a lot of different kinds of companies that we can own, in addition to sneaker things related to fashion and music and things like that. But then again, though, in Powernomics, Dr. Claude Anderson always says that you start your businesses and your economic moves in the areas that you populate the most, the areas that you dominate the most. And one of the things I remember hearing when I spoke to the CEO of the Air Jordan brand was I remember we were in a group, and one of the things that one of the executives said is they said that we pay very close attention to young black male teenagers, that we pay whatever the young black male is doing, we know that the rest of the world is going to do. They copy the young black male. So what that means is that they copy your culture. They pay attention to what you're wearing. They pay attention to how you're carrying yourself. And that's what drives taste. And that is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And I think it's great to get a piece of that. And I'm glad Master P is smart enough to see that. And he seems like a decent guy. So I don't know him, never met him, but I wish him the best. And that's my 2 cents on what's going on with Reebok and Master P and everything else. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget that on January 7th, the Black Wealth Bootcamp starts. Black Wealth Bootcamp is a 6-week masterclass that I have that's very, very popular. We haven't done one for 5 years. We may not do another one for another 2 or 3 years. And basically, we cover all areas of the development of your economic independence, knowing what it looks like, how to achieve it, how to structure it the right way, how to make moves to reduce your economic dependence on the corporate plantation. We truly believe that in order for Black people to be free in every way, you must start by being free economically, and that's what the Black Wealth Bootcamp is all about. So if you're interested and you want to get a discount, the discount ends today. Go to blackwealthbootcamp.com. The URL is right there on the screen. That's blackwealthbootcamp.com. So hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Good luck to you, Master P. If you hear this, man, if there's anything I can do to be helpful, just let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.